The other problem, of course, is layoffs in the Indian tech space. 5,000 people from big tech companies in October alone. We've heard about Byju's and Facebook. This is not just an India phenomenon. Right. But let's talk about your concerns about layoffs in the tech space in India first.
Look, first of all, I approach the tech space in the startup phase with a clear understanding that this is by its very nature and its very DNA something that is going to have ups and downs. If a certain startup had been built for velocity of growth with certain assumptions, it is clear that the current headwinds in the global economy are going to cause some corrections in that assumption. So I see startup as being a very, let us say it is part of the DNA of being a startup, of these corrections. And is it something that makes me happy to see people who are in a startup, who are unicorn being laid off? Of course not. Is there a way that the government can intervene? Probably not, because these are talented people, will land on their feet and find their place somewhere else. But it is not something that is very unusual for the startup ecosystem. You see that in Amazon in the US, you see that in Twitter, you see that in many companies all around the world. So it is not unusual.
Is there nothing the government can do?
No, I think what we can do.
Your concern with some of these companies?
Of course, we have spoken about making sure that these are soft landings, that they are not just.
And you've done this with Indian companies.
Of course, 100%.
Could you name a few of them?
No, I don't want to name a few of them because these are privileged conversations.
But these are broad-based conversations.
These are conversations that I make sure that I speak to the founders, I speak to them and say, look, you have an obligation to make sure that these departures are soft. That you give them enough time to find some job, you help them with the finding replacement. And you saw that recently in the Oyo case, where they laid off a lot of technology and engineering staff, that they've made an extra effort to try and place them. I would like them to do more. It is absolutely important that you don't think of Indian employees as people that you can just get rid of on a whim and a fancy. So I think we have to demonstrate, and the government is working with the ecosystem of startups and founders to make sure that the assumptions of growth in the next 1 year are a lot more realistic.
Has that been the problem?
Look.
And do we have space to re-employ all of those people who've been laid off?
Look, no, I don't see any problem in re-employment because we are in
specific skills. Where would
because talent, currently the talent that India is producing
is more than
global demand. No. Actually, there's a deficit. The conversation this morning with startups was that we lack talent.
Right.
So what the government is doing is, apart from having these conversations, are also they are looking at reskilling.
Right.
So maybe there is an issue where there are people of a certain type of skill where the demand is of a totally different type of skill. So trying to give them these reskilled, upskilled kind of opportunities. And the government has spent and outlaid about 460 crores to start a digital platform called the Future Skills Prime.
Right.
Which will allow for youngsters within the industry to look for alternate skills where they can create these skills so that they get the opportunities where the opportunities lie. So these are all things that we are doing.